Hey guys, welcome back to another Pen Talk. My name is Kevin Taylor. I'm a personal trainer in the Hoover area and a member of the Peak Referrals BNI chapter. Here's my co-host, Cherry.
Hi, I'm Sherry Howell with Providence Chiropractic, and I'm in Gateway BNI in Huntsville, Alabama.
And we have Kevin Hinkle and Jenny Marlowe with us today. If you two would introduce yourselves.
My name is Kevin Hinkle. I'm with Montgomery and Hinkle Land Surveying, Inc., and we are located in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and a member of North River BNI.
And I am Jenny Marlowe. I am a member of BNI North River as well, and I work for Bank First Financial in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Well, great. We're glad that you two are here today. If you are watching or viewing today, just to let you know, both of these individuals were nominated to be one of our speakers today because they're amazing people to know, and they do a fantastic job. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Kevin, I'm going to start with you. So what is the scope of your business? I know that you need land surveys for residences and land surveys for large construction projects. Could you give us a rundown on the sizes of projects your company does?
Well, we do everything from the smallest of jobs to the largest. We have completed desktop surveys where we just plot out someone's deed that we wouldn't even have to leave the office. And we do P.E.N deeds and legal descriptions for surveys. We do residential lot surveys, percolation tests, topographic surveys, alta surveys, any form of boundary survey in pre-construction, post-construction. And we have worked on several projects, and probably one of our largest projects that we did was for a chicken manufacturing plant. We surveyed 10 different plant sites in Alabama and Mississippi, and we actually co-opted with another surveying firm that my partner and I used to work for to help us out with the projects because they had a deadline, and they were done on an alta survey format, which is a specific national standard for surveying. But it was a fun job, and to survey all of those 10 different plants was a pretty big project for us, and kept us moving around.
Okay, so from the smallest to pretty much the biggest project you can come up with, that's who you can help. Good.
Everybody. Anything in between.
Okay, Miss Jenny, how easy is it, and can you explain the loan process when dealing with self-employed buyers?
Self-employed buyers is not too hard. It's not much different than your normal W-2 employee, other than the fact that we have to analyze the tax returns, both personal and business returns, and just kind of ask lots and lots of questions. Of course, we know self-employed borrowers always have deductions, and I'll let my clients know that when they have those deductions, when they're getting ready to purchase a home, to keep that in mind, because the net income reporting on that Schedule C or Schedule E income is the final number that we use, and that allows us to tell you what you can actually afford. So hopefully you haven't written off everything being self-employed, but if you have, we can still give you a number.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so Kevin, how many land surveyors are on Mount Rushmore?
Now, that's always a running talk for surveyors. We consider Mount Rushmore to be 3 surveyors and the other guy. So there's 3 surveyors on Mount Rushmore, and I guess they would say they're the top 3. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Abraham Lincoln were all surveyors, where Teddy Roosevelt was not. So he was big into the parks and creating the national parks and conserving that land. He's justified to be there too, even if he's not a surveyor.
Okay. Well, if you're on Mount Rushmore, you had a great vision of our country.
At one point in time, surveyors were some of the considered to be the smartest, and
But not anymore? I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
We just don't get the opportunity to jump into politics anymore. I guess we got wiser.
All right, Cherry.
That's a good one, Kevin. All right, Miss Jenny, what are some obstacles that we can avoid when going through the application and closing process that could delay or even negate the ability to buy a home?
The main thing that we see in the mortgage division is clients going out and opening up new credit while they're applying for a home loan. Now it takes about 30 to 45 days to close on a loan transaction. And so a lot of people want to go purchase furniture for the home. Who doesn't want to do that, right? So we have to tell them and reiterate that throughout the process that no new furniture can be purchased or even applied for until after the closing. So no car purchases to put in that brand new home or any of that. And so just that's the main thing. And the qualifying round of everything is don't add any new debt to what you currently have, because your application is dated the day you put it in, and we want it as close to that as possible when we hit to the closing table.
That's great information. Thank you.
But Jenny, what if it was on sale?
No, absolutely take it back.
Oh.
Put it on hold.
All right. Kevin, so what would you say is your most memorable land surveying moment or project that you have had?
Well, I was going on memorable, although it's kind of tragic. You know, everything's set in motion from the day you're born. So when I first started surveying, it was in 1986, working for a firm, and I'd been there almost 2 years. And that morning, my boss met me in the parking lot and said, "We're going to make you a crew chief, give you your own survey crew." So I'm 19 years old, and I've risen to a level of getting to be in charge. And oddly, within an hour and a half of him telling me that, he was killed.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Hit by a car surveying, which created a line of events where that business went away. I actually helped work on the Hoover Met when it was being built then, and went to another surveying firm. And when I was working at Hoover Met, I was working with some friends of mine that led me to be a fireman and a paramedic. So I've always done the surveying, but I was a Tuscaloosa fireman and paramedic for 10 and a half years. And I've had great mentors. So even though that event was tragic, it set some other things in motion in my life that really helped me be where I am today and make me who I am today, for that matter. So I don't take anything as being a negative. I look at everything as being a positive.
Well, good. We're glad you're here today.
That's an amazing story, Kevin. Miss Jenny, am I allowed to pick my own mortgage person, title, and home inspector when going through the home buying process? If I want to choose, what do I need to tell and who?
At Bank First, we allow you as a consumer to pick whoever you want to use. The restrictions to that are they have to know what they're doing, okay? Your realtor should know what they're doing. You have the right to choose any realtor that you would like to use. We don't control that. It could be a friend. It can be a referral from within your BNI group, hopefully. As far as your title company, as long as a lot of us have attorney friends, but the thing we don't realize is a lot of attorneys don't close real estate transactions. They are not licensed to close real estate transactions under the new regulations. So yes, you can choose your title company, your closing attorney, but you also need to make sure that they are qualified. And if they're not, we can do that for you. We can check on that, but I'm willing to use whoever as long as they are approved to do that. Now, as far as your lender, Bank First Financial is the lender of choice. Absolutely. You have to choose me, right? And so, no, but you do as a consumer have the right to call your local bank, your local credit unions, whoever you want to use. But the thing that I tell people is shop around. Shop me around. I always recommend getting at least 3 quotes, whether it be for your homeowner's insurance, your lender, or whomever, and analyze all 3 of them, because you need to make sure that you're getting the very best deal out there and that your lender's working for you.
Now, is Bank First located just in Tuscaloosa area?
No, we are not. We are located, corporate office is located in Mississippi. So we have several branches there. We have branches here, and we actually have just purchased some near the Smith Lake area, some traders and farmers banks. And so we're expanding and growing as a bank. I've been doing real estate for 23 years. We can do financing in Texas. I'm just closed a loan today for a really good friend of mine from Madagascar. And she purchased a home in Texas, and she called on me to do that for her. So even though I'm in the small town of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, she called me to do the loan for her, and we were able to get that closed. We also do loans in South Carolina for people, Tennessee, vacation homes, investment properties. There's really not anywhere that we can't go. And if we can't go there, I will find someone who can do it for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So Kevin, this next question, I didn't come up with it personally. So if you're my neighbor watching this video, this is not about you. The question I have for you today, Kevin, so I am having a property line dispute with my neighbor. What are some easy ways to verify where the property lines actually end?
Well, I guess the easiest and the best way would be hire a surveyor. You know, how we go about doing that, we would look up the property information for your property and your neighbor's property and every neighbor that touches your property. That we are governed by the state of Alabama. You know, everybody believes you hire a surveyor, they work for you. We actually work for the state of Alabama. They hold our license, and we work to protect the property rights in the state of Alabama. So we would survey the properties in question and partially survey every piece of property that touches the property by the deeds, maps, plats, all information to make sure that everybody's measurements agree with each other. And then when we've determined that there are no gaps, gores, and overlaps, then we would complete the survey and mark the line and hopefully end the dispute. You know, everybody says good fences make good neighbors. Whether there's a fence there or not, you just need to know where the property line is.
Okay, thank you. I'll tell them this after. I mean, just kidding.
All right, Miss Jenny, what are the advantages between the 15-year and 30-year loan? And how can a buyer decide which one is right?
Okay, so it really depends on the borrower's goals. Where do they want to be at in the next 5, 10, 15, or 30 years? Okay, most of us can't see 30 years down the way, but we can at least see 5, 10, possibly 15. And so what we do is we weigh out the options for customers who say that this is going to be their forever home. If this is going to be the forever home, then we might want to consider cutting the term down from a 30 to a 15 because they have retirement in their near future. And so we have some clients that are getting ready to retire and they put it back on a 30-year mortgage because they can afford the lower monthly payment for the remainder of their life based on their income. So we leave that up to them, but we give them the information that they need to talk to their financial planner to determine what their best options are. As far as the rate, of course, 15-year is just a tad better than 30. So I have a lot of people these days, because rates are so low on long-term mortgages, are taking those short-term loans and expanding them out to 30 and making a 15-year payment. And in case times get hard, they're always able to revert back to that 30-year mortgage payment, but have a plan on getting it paid off a lot sooner.
Wow. That's great to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So Kevin, I've actually never met a land surveyor in BNI before. So the question I have for you, could you elaborate on how BNI has helped you grow your business?
BNI really helped grow my business because we joined BNI shortly after we started our business. I said I'd worked for some great mentors for another surveying company, and those bosses actually came to me and my partner and asked us to leave and start our own business, to be in direct competition with them, because they said that y'all need to have your own business. And I appreciate that from them. So we did a lot of work for the company that we left. I had 2 large projects that I was doing for them that needed to be complete. So we were billing them our company rate, getting paid for it. but knew that we needed to create a name for ourselves. We were invited to join BNI or visit BNI by a mortgage lender. We visited, met the group, and I actually did a breakfast talk for the realtor company that was represented in that first visit. And there are 3 realtors from that original talk that use me exclusively as their surveyor. And I would probably estimate that 30 to 40% of all of my business is directly related to BNI in some form or fashion through the referral network that's been created. And hopefully from the work that we do. But I believe that BNI is a great referral source in advertising and marketing for any business, whether it's a startup or an established business. It's been a great run for us.
Excellent. I agree with you. My business has been really helped too.
Awesome. All right, Miss Jenny, I'm looking to make an addition to my current residence. Can I refinance my home and get extra money to do these upgrades? Also, what are some perks that I can do when refinancing my home? I need lots of extra closets.
You can absolutely refinance your home. You will be limited if you're going to do long-term financing with Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, which is what we offer, those low rates, long-term mortgages. You're limited to 80% of the appraised value as is, okay? The advantage that I have working for Bank First is we can do in-house lending that is not backed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac as well. And we can go up a little on that, but you would have an in-house bank loan. And so we can always discuss that at a later time. So you do have a few things there, cashing out the money that you need to improve your home by creating more closet space, which is every woman's dream. You can do that, absolutely. Other perks to refinancing your home while rates are low and you're preparing your future, you can go ahead and reduce the terms like we've already spoke about. You can just do lots of things. You can pay off additional debts to better put yourself in a position to be able to pay more towards principal or put that kid through college. So there's lots of advantages to refinancing, and we weigh those out for you. You can also do an equity line against your home if you don't want to touch your first mortgage. If the rate's really low on that and you want the equity line, it's a second mortgage against the property.
Good, thank you.
You're
Excellent. Kevin and Jenny, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for sharing your expertise. I just want to let everyone know that was watching today on the replay. Go ahead and if you haven't already, like or subscribe to the BNI channel. And if you need to get in touch with Kevin or Jenny as far as doing some business with them, get in touch with us and we'll pass your information along. So guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being an expert, and thank you for being here for today's Pen Talk.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.